For those of you who will receive this word and you will get busy building the kingdom, you're about to see some you forgot, but you did. And you won't just be giving, doing what he told you to do, walking on, and something gonna drop. And you're gonna say, Lord, what is this? And he's gonna say, baby girl, you forgot, but I did.
Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Time to shift, where it's for you, real get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up. Time to shift, where it's sticky, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up.
That's what it should look like.
For those of you who will receive this word and you will get busy building the kingdom, you're about to see some you forgot, but you did. And you won't just be giving, doing what he told you to do, walking on, and something gonna drop. And you're gonna say, Lord, what is this? And he's gonna say, baby girl, you forgot, but I did.
Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Time to shift, where it's for you, real get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up. Time to shift, where it's sticky, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up.
That's what it should look like.
For those of you who will receive this word and you will get busy building the kingdom, you're about to see some you forgot, but you did. And you won't just be giving, doing what he told you to do, walking on, and something gonna drop. And you're gonna say, Lord, what is this? And he's gonna say, baby girl, you forgot, but I did.
Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed, the Lord's working on my inside and I feel gorgeous. Time to shift, where it's for you, real get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up. Time to shift, where it's sticky, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up.
That's what it should look like.
Happy Monday. Welcome to December. It's December 1st. So for those of you who are taking the journey with me, it is day one of our 60-day sprint. I'm super excited about it. Just got back from working out. Didn't even get a chance to shower yet, but you don't need to be showered in order for you to hear what I'm about to say. My favorite youngest daughter went with me, Kanan. She worked out. She's kind of in the sprint We're going to do Bible study today. I'm super excited about this because I think that this gives many of us the opportunity not to waste. Hey, Letitia. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Santrisa. It gives us the opportunity not to waste December. So many people waste December. Have you ever wasted December before? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't rest, but I'm saying, have you ever just been like, hey, I didn't make my goals, or I'm so exhausted, or I didn't get the changes that I want. I'm just going to wait until next year. Why would you wait? You have a whole 31 days. So many things can happen in those 31 days. So I am super excited. And I want to tell you guys, we have 55 women in the sprint with me. 55 women. And I think like 48 of them actually paid to get the journal. I'm going to talk a little bit about the journal in the community. And if you are in the sprint, the hacker sprint, then what I need you to do is I need you to check your email, because you have an access to a private Facebook group where we're going to be just sharing stuff. Really, it's there to provide community more than anything, because I believe the community is so important to transformation. Do you believe that community is so important to transformation? Now, this is really interesting because I just kind of had this little, I think it's important that we walk through how we change our thinking and how it's just important for us to be transparent on this journey. So why am I telling you that I didn't get a chance to take a shower first? Because I think it's important for us to know that on this sprint, as in life, things don't always go perfect, right? Things don't always go perfect. So what does that mean? In the ideal world, I plan to get up. I plan to be at the gym by 10 o'clock. I plan to be back home no later than 11:15 so that I could shower, so that I could come in here with my makeup on and all that different cute, because that was kind of my goal for the sprints, for the next sprints, that I was going to show up. But in reality, that's not what happened. I got a late start to the gym because I had something else I had to do. And so I had to cut one thing off of my workout in order to get back here. But the important thing is that I worked out and I did this. And I feel like I needed to share that with you, because I don't want you to think that this journey is about perfection. This journey is about progress. Can you tell your neighbor that? This journey is not about perfection. Maybe every day you won't have the greatest workout, but you need to work out. What can you do? Maybe you couldn't get to the gym, but can you do some floor exercises while you watch Monday Night Football tonight? Maybe every day the way you eat won't be perfect. And maybe every day you can't read a whole chapter of the Bible, but what can you do today? And I think that it's so important that we hold ourselves accountable without beating ourselves up. And I think and I think a lot of times the reason that I think that women get overwhelmed, and one of the reasons that women get overwhelmed and women get stuck, is because they think if it can't be perfect, it shouldn't be done. And one of the things that we've learned from Crystal is that we take messy action. So I hope when I come back next Monday, I'm going to say, hey, I made it to the gym at 10. I was back in time. I got to show up. Look at me, girl. I got my lip gloss on. But what matters is that I kept my commitment. I worked out like I said I was going to work out. And I showed up here like I said I was going to do, because those are the things that are important to me on this sprint. So I want you to hold yourself accountable, but I also want you to give yourself some grace. One of my big rules in transformation is that you have to be kind to yourself. Now, if you think about this work, that if you beat yourself up, you're not going to help your nervous system shift. Right? If you call yourself names, oh, I'm so lazy. Oh, I can't believe that I overslept like that. Oh my God. If you do that, you're not going to help your nervous system transition. So listen, thanks to everybody who's joining. What I would really appreciate is that if you would tag a woman that you want to do the 60-day sprint with you. Listen, it's $27. Why did I charge $27? I charge $27 because let me tell you what I have learned. I have been doing this work for a long time, and I have learned that people who do not have some skin in the game rarely finish. Rarely finish. It was leading up to Christmas time. I know I'm asking people some of you who normally quit in December, to lean in and push. I did not want to make it I didn't want to make it expensive, but yeah, you needed to put skin in the game, because I think that here's the thing that people need to recognize. On one hand, I'm saying I want to change my life. I want to live the best life I ever had. I'm ready for 2026, right? But can we also have a crucial conversation that many of you have promised yourself that before and you didn't do anything different? If that's you, just say ouch. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying, look at your life. How many times have you started a year excited, but you didn't keep your word to yourself? See, because this sprint is about integrity to yourself. And if you've been with me anytime, you've heard me say this before, but hey, we don't despise repetitive teaching. And here's what I would say to many of you is that many women have more integrity to everybody other than themselves. You won't break your word to other people. You will set yourself on fire to keep other people warm, but you constantly lie to yourself. And I want you to understand that when you lie to yourself, when you say to yourself, we're going to work out, we're going to read our Bible, we're going to work on our business, we're going to get out of these unhealthy relationships, we're going to go to church consistently, we're going to grow and become the person we want to become. And then we make excuses. Hey, Miriam, glad to see you back. And then we make excuses. We train ourselves that we cannot be trusted. All right. When we do this work, we drink water when we hear something powerful. Some of you have trained yourself that you cannot be trusted, which is crazy because your kids trust you. Your spouse trusts you. The people at your church trust you. The people at your job trust you. That's why they all come to you. But you have trained yourself that you cannot be trusted. You have trained yourself that you do not keep your word to yourself. Hi, you trained yourself. And if you've trained yourself of that, this 60-day sprint is designed to help you retrain yourself, because you can change your mind. And I don't say that as the critic or judge of you. I say that as a person who used to be proficient at keeping my word to other people and breaking my word to myself. What do I mean? I would sit down and read my Bible. Somebody would call. It would take me an hour to get through something that should have taken me 15 minutes, because every time somebody needed me, I stopped. I taught myself, I was teaching myself that my personal time in the word did not matter as much as somebody else's situation. I literally, when I first started walking, I would go walking. I wouldn't even I would find myself sitting on the bleachers because somebody would call me and they'd be telling me about some problem. Girl, before I know it, I done stopped and sat down. And I had to make a rule that for this hour, I don't take phone calls. I had to train myself to trust myself. Listen, I trained myself that it was okay for me to give everything away, and that it was somehow wrong for me to have something, that if I had it and you wanted it, that I owed it to you, that being a good person meant giving it to you. I had to retrain myself. Can you put in the comments, I can retrain myself? I can retrain myself. And how many of you, if you are honest, I want you to use the number 6. If you are honest, you can see where in some area you have trained yourself that you are not trustworthy. You have trained yourself. You're not. In fact, some of you felt the restriction, the resistance this morning. Your body was like, girl, we not finna start eating right. Honey, baby, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to kick it all the way up to January 1st. We're going to pick up 15 pounds like we normally do. Some of you already have felt the resistance. I woke up this morning. My body was like, hey, let's go get a peppermint hot chocolate. Hey, let's get some cake. I said, how about we go to the gym and we get us a peppermint chocolate protein shake? I can retrain myself. And that is so powerful to me, because if I realize that I can retrain myself, I was listening to Israel's song, Take the Limits Off, and I was listening to that. And obviously in that song, he's talking to God, take the limits off. But God didn't put the limits on us. And the problem is that when we keep looking externally for what's internally, God is not holding you in poverty. What benefit would God get out of holding you in poverty? God doesn't want you to be sick. God did not ask you to keep being with those people who mistreat you, because you know what? If I just keep hanging around, maybe they will change their lives. And I want you to hear this. I was thinking about this yesterday. The other day, I was cleaning up my Facebook page because I needed to make room. Good job. I needed to make room for women who wanted to engage. And I was going through and I was thinking about people that I had kept on my Facebook page over the years, because I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe they'll hear something I teach, they'll see something, and they'll change their lives. And I literally said to myself, Sean, girl, some of these people been on your timeline 10 years. They don't engage and they have not changed. Go ahead and free yourself. How do you become responsible for everybody's transformation so that you can't even make room on your Facebook page for people that you would like to get to know, that you would like to engage with, people who want to do a 60-day shift? Do you see what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm inviting you to do this 60-day shift with me. I'm also inviting you to get a woman to do this 60-day shift with you. Well, you can get a man, you can get your husband, because on my thing, I said, men say, can you join my stuff? And I always say, yes, you can join my stuff, as long as you are okay with the fact that women are the center of my stuff. God, women, that's how my stuff works. That's my call, right? And so I'm asking you, can you think of a woman that you could invite? Do you know a woman that you believe in so much that you would sow the $27 into her for her to join? Now, I want to be sure to say this because I need y'all to know this. If you're in my programs, you have the opportunity to promote this as an affiliate. I need you to hear me. It is a lack of integrity for you to use your own affiliate link in order to register. That's really a cheat of the system. And what I just always try to do for people is what I would want people to do for me. So I'm going to ask you guys, don't use your link and then register yourself. That's really cheating. It's cheating. The reward is for you sharing it with someone else. Now, what you could do is you could say, you know what? I really want my mom to be in this challenge. I think she'd do it if I did it with her. I'm going to give her my link and I'm going to give her the money. Now, that's fair. I'm going to sign all my sisters up. They're going to use my link. I'm going to give them the money. That's fair. But using your link for yourself, yeah, that's just not cool. And I know that some people don't know that. But you need to know that it's a lack of integrity, and you need to know that you would not like if someone did that to you. So I just want to say that, because people ask me, hey, can I use my link to register? No, you cannot use your link to register yourself. All right. So what do I want about? Hey, Kitty. Hey, Itoy. Hey, Ivy. So what do I want to talk about? Number one, I want to know, do you know a woman that you should go on this 60-day sprint with? And if so, can you drop her name? I don't even mean tag her. I mean, drop her name. And then would you reach out to her? Because maybe she doesn't have the $27, right? If you want to register, Miriam, are you my Facebook friend? You can just go to my page. It's on my page. I don't know if Santry, let me find the link. Okay. So there's the link. There's the link. Sorry. There's the link that you can use. And so there are people, reach out to them. Listen, use your link. I don't care about that, but I want to talk to you a little bit today about day one. Okay, I just dropped it for you here, Miriam, and anybody else who needs it. But I think it's easier from my page because you can just click it from my page. Where here, I think you got to copy it, all that stuff. I don't think it's a live link. All right, so I want to talk to you. Isn't this so cute? Let me show y'all this. Shout out to Santrisa, who just does the best designs. So this is the Hack Her. Somebody said, why do you call it hacking, right? Think about it. Hacking is about bypassing a system. You have a system that has been keeping limitations on you. We are bypassing that system. We are reprogramming that system. Think about this. If you've ever watched any movies and they get in there and they take over a system and they hack it, you're going to take over the system that's been limiting you. You're going to take over your nervous system. You're going to take over the lies that you've been believing, and you are going to hack yourself. So that's why I called it Hack Her Abundance. I'm going to hack myself into abundance. I'm not asking my husband to do it. God has already given me the tools. I'm going to get in a community of other women who want to do this with me, and I'm going to hack myself, because in reality, some of you need to hear this. Nobody's holding you back but you. Nobody's holding you back but you. Say that. Nobody's holding me back but me. Here's the great news about this. If nobody's holding me back but me, guess what I can do? I can choose that I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. I can choose to make forward progress. And those of you who have joined this journey with me, you've already made the first choice. But here's what you have to do. You have to make the choice every day. Every day you're going to have to get up. I wish that I could tell you that every day you're going to be like, oh my God, yes, I got to do all the things today. No, there are going to be some days you're going to think, why did I sign up for this? I'm sure there are going to be some days, even though I'm on my, I don't know, what is this? My third sprint. Even though I'm on it, there are going to be days that I'm going to say, why in the world did I agree to do this publicly? Why would I do this publicly? Why did I let these people in my business? Because y'all going to be expecting me to do it, right? But it's still going to be worth it. And let me tell you something. I need you to go ahead and celebrate you. This is going to, our 60 day is going to end on my birthday. My 54th birthday on February 6th. But I want you to go ahead and celebrate you, the woman you're going to be in 60 days. I want you to celebrate how many times you've shown up for yourself in 60 days. I want you to celebrate that you're creating a new neural pathway. I want you to think about how good you are going to feel to know that you did right by yourself over the Christmas break. You did right by yourself over New Year's Eve, that you did right by yourself, that literally when you stand up on February 6th, where normally you're probably a few pounds overweight, you're a little behind, you're a little sluggish because you've eaten so much sugar, so you have brain fog, whole nother conversation for another day. But I want you to celebrate. I want you to give hearts. I want you to give fire. I want you to love the broadcast. I want you to be like, listen, I'm so proud of myself. Sean, I'm so proud of you that you showed up for yourself. Yeah, baby, it's in the comments. But if it's in the comments, if it scrolls up, I don't know that they can copy it that way from their phone. But I want you to take 13 seconds. No. And Michelle, I love that you said, celebrate now, not who you're going to be, because I don't like that language. Celebrate now the woman you're choosing to become. That language sounds different to me. I'm celebrating now the woman I'm choosing to become. And how am I choosing that woman? Every single day. I'm going to choose her every single day. Say that. Say, I'm going to choose her every single day. I am going to choose the woman that I desire to become every single day. When I started lifting, people were laughing at me because I was like, listen, there is a great thing about lifting. And yes, it changes your body. But really, I'm out here in these streets trying to make sure that I can wipe my own butt when I'm 80. I'm out here in these streets trying to protect my mobility, trying to protect my freedom. Yes, there are some benefits that 60-year-old, 65-year-old, 70-year-old, 75-year-old Sean is going to get. But I am really doing this for 100-year-old Sean, so that I can still drive myself to the store when I want to, that I'm still lifting weights. And if y'all don't know, y'all really need to do some research, because for so long, women have not lifted weights, but I'm telling you, women need to lift weights. And if you go do the research, you will see that just walking, even things like Pilates and stuff like this, I love, they don't do what you need them to do. You need strength. As a freebie, I'm going to tell y'all something. I love that somebody so unlimited said, I did that. Let's take that. I want you to say this. I want you to say, I did that. Put yourself on February 6th on my birthday. You're going to be celebrating with me. And I want you to say, I did that. I did that. I didn't cheat myself. I did. And can I be honest with y'all? Some of you have gotten off track so many times for the same people who keep making the same bad choices. How many times have you interrupted your life rescuing them? And some of you are rescuing people who don't even appreciate your sacrifice enough to listen to your wisdom and not be in that situation again. You're going to show up for yourself. Girl, I did that. I did that. Matter of fact, on February 6th, on my birthday, we're going to have us a little Zoom meetup, a little Zoom party. Kim Dennis, don't let me forget that. We're going to have us a Zoom party where it's the I did that party. I did that. And all of you are going to show up because I believe in you. I believe in you. So anyway, in the journal that we created that you get if you join the $27 program, and you should know that on December the 15th for 7 days, I'm going to be running a challenge live. So every day, except for that Sunday, I'm going to at 11 or noon. I haven't quite decided yet. I'm going to go live and I'm going to teach you one of these principles. Oh, I was going to tell y'all something. Listen, so I've been lifting heavy since like June 19th. This is so exciting. And I had noticed that I had trouble. We have 3 cast iron skillets. And I would say to Elwin that when I would go to reach for one of the skillets, it would hurt my wrist, both of them. Y'all, why did I pick up all 3 of those skillets yesterday and it did not hurt at all? I was like, oh no, this lifting thing is working. This lifting thing is working. That was like a benefit that I didn't even expect. I just reached down, baby. I grabbed those 3 iron cast skillets. It didn't, no weakness in the wrist. I was like, let me keep on keeping on. All right. Maybe it will be a t-shirt. All right. Oh, and did I tell y'all last week when I asked somebody to do a t-shirt design, Pastor Antonio Hunt, y'all go follow him because his wife, his ministry, they actually released a Christmas worship song. It is absolutely phenomenal. Antonio Hunt. So if anybody knows him and you can tag him, listen, go and support them. It's on YouTube. I know for sure. But if you go find his page on Facebook, I know that you're going to find him. Let's show him some love. He gave us a great design for Big Nerd Energy, and there's going to be a drop for that. But I'm probably not going to drop it till January. Real talk, because my team is going to beat me up if I keep on trying to roll out stuff. They're going to fight me, and I don't want them to fight me because I love them. Okay, so let's talk about this. In the journal, if you have the journal, I'm just going to give you day 1 out of the journal because I want everybody to be in this journey. Okay. So here's a critical principle of this journey. It's forward movement only. This sprint, this journal, it's forward movement only. So many times you guys spend so much time digging around in your past, hey, Crystal, that you don't make progress. I am not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be inconsiderate, and I'm not trying to be rude. At the end of the day, does it really matter that you have unhealthy loyalty because your boyfriend broke up with you when you were 16, because your daddy wasn't there, because your grandma didn't like you as well as the other grandkids? Does it matter? What matters is that it is a limitation that has you stuck. It's time to stop talking about that and retrain yourself. Because one of the things as I've been studying neuroscience that I have learned is that the more you rehearse the thing you're trying to get free from, the more you embed it in your brain. So here you are over here trying to create a path that says, I am deeply loved by God. I am free to live the abundant life. But then you come back and keep telling the story again. No, forward movement only. And let me just be honest. If you in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, you done told that story enough. You done thought about that story enough. Come on, can't we tell a story? How about we take all that energy to talk about, oh my God, it's going to be so great when we all meet up with Pastor Sean and we're all having our testimonies. We're growing in the word. Our jobs are successful. Our businesses are finally making money. Oh my God, won't that be so great? Won't it be so nice to be able to book my travel and not wonder where I'm going to get the money from? Oh my God, it's going to be so nice to be able to decide that I'm going to stay over a day late so that I can recover after the event. That is going to be absolutely wonderful. It's going to be so nice to be able to be at the event. You know what? Listen, my mama might want to come to the event. It's going to be so nice to be able to afford to bring my mama with me. Listen, how about we tell that story? Man, I'm so excited that my business is making $25,000 a month. And now I am able to sow $2,500 a month into my ministry, to my church that has changed my life. Oh, wow. I am so excited about that. What if we start telling that story? What if you tell stories of where you're going, not where you've come from? All right. So the journal is about, we're not digging into the past. We're not analyzing what's wrong with you. You have been made whole. And whatever is wrong with you, you're not going to fix it by talking about what's wrong with you. You're only going to fix it by talking about what God said about you. So we're going to stop it. All right. We're not excavating childhood wounds. We're not dwelling in trauma. We're not asking stuff like, why am I broken? This is all about building new capacity, installing the new identity we have received in Christ, and expanding what we can hold. This is about training our nervous system for more. This is about moving forward. Turn and tell your neighbor, I am moving forward. We are not digging in the dark. We are not digging in the dark. We are building in the light. So many times when I'm on social media, I see somebody that I really could, I don't mean this in a braggadocious way, that I really could help them with their thinking, feeling cycle, but they're so in love with their story that they reject anybody who doesn't tell that story with them. Can you say this to yourself and then to your virtual neighbor? I'm bigger than that story. There's more to me than that story. My destiny is not capped by that story. Can you say that to yourself? I'm bigger than that story. Pastor Antonio, I just told everybody to go and check out your new worship anthem. It is your Christmas worship anthem. It's so amazing. I have sent it to several people, but I wanted you, and I told them that you actually created the design for Big Nerd Energy, even though I haven't released it to them yet, right? I'm bigger than that story. You are bigger than that story. Jesus has already freed you. Now it's time to build a life in freedom. All right. So I'm just going to talk to y'all about what's in the first part, right? My destiny is not capped by. Let me ask y'all a question. When you say that, let's do a little work. Let's do a little work. Everybody take a deep breath, and I want you to say this. Say, it is safe for me to release that story. Whatever story comes to mind, whoever wasn't there, whoever betrayed you, however you messed up, whatever they did, all of that, say it. It's safe for me to release that story. Take a deep breath. It's safe for me to release that story. Now, it is safe for me to release the story that I am responsible for everybody. I am responsible for everybody. You know, I remember my father saying to me that he always knew he could count on me to do the right thing. And that's the reason that he didn't always show up for me the way that he showed up for other people, for some of my siblings. Well, I could be upset about that, or I could say, you know what, God, thank you for putting the resilience in me that has allowed me to be successful, even when I didn't necessarily get the nurturing from my father. Thank you for the way that you fill that gap. What if you turned it? God, I'm so thankful. I can release that story. I choose to release that story. And I don't have to take their identity. I don't have to carry the identity that Sean has to be responsible for everybody else. I'm not responsible for everybody else. I am responsible for myself and for the people that God tells me to be responsible for. I can step out of the seat. And what are some other stories that you're releasing today? I released the story that I'm too old. I released the story that I can't make more money than this. I released the story that I'm always stuck in this city. What are some other stories that you need to release right now? I release the story that we can't make more money unless my husband does it. What are some stories that you need to release? I release the story that I cannot lose the weight. I release the story that I cannot keep the weight off. I release the story that someone else has the power to determine my success. All right, so that's what we're going to do, right? So we're going to be working on 4 pillars during this 60-day sprint. Pillar number 1 is spirit, right? We always want our spirit to be aligned with God. We want to feed it the word of God. We want to work on our connection, how we hear him, how we receive from him, right? We want to check in. We want to lean in, right? I love that Denise says, I released the story that I'm not worthy to have wealth. Yes, you are. You're worthy to have wealth. Why aren't you worthy to have wealth? Why not you? All these places that you put limitations on your life. I was talking to somebody the other day. And let me say this. At the end of the day, this time of year, I tend to get really aggravated, so much so that I said to Pastor Strick today, I only get one during the sprint. I only get one rant a day. I think I'm about to waste it with y'all. And I was saying, one of the things that's so frustrating to me is how many people don't believe God is for them. And you go, no, I do believe God is for me. Then why do you believe that the universe would help a heathen more than God would help a son? That literally, you look out in the world, you go, like Denise just said, I'm not worthy. I released a story that I'm not worthy of wealth. Okay. How many idiots do you know that have wealth? How many people? And the point I'm making is that clearly wealth is not based on whether you're a good person. So what is wealth based on? Everybody say this with me. A decision. A decision. How many of you know some idiots with money? How many of you know some bad people with money? Wealth is not a worth issue, not a character worth issue. It is a decision. It's a decision. And the truth of it is that many of you have never made a decision to be wealthy because you believed some other lie, like you weren't worthy. Why wouldn't God, like how many of you, if you've ever done this, put a 5 in the comments. Any time in your life, have you ever been a blessing to somebody that you didn't know just because God asked you to? God nudged you to give that person on the corner some money. God nudged you to pay for somebody's groceries. God nudged you to buy somebody's lunch. If you've ever done that, put a 5 in the comments. I see all those 5s. So you mean to tell me you have created a theology that God would rather see money in a wicked man's hands than in your hands, the person that he can get to pay for somebody's groceries? Y'all, it doesn't make sense. And I said to somebody the other day, don't tell me about all the reasons you don't deserve wealth. Make a decision. And this, just hear me. If you go be crazy, be rich and crazy, at least you can afford better therapy. But please, for goodness sakes, stop saying how big God is, how great God is, how magnificent God is, and then turn around and say that God would rather have, I'm not going to even name them, but y'all know some of the people that we can name. Wealth is a decision. Decide. It's a decision. And what is a real decision? A real decision cuts off other alternatives. But can I tell y'all something? let me, it's day one. So let me just really talk to y'all. Some of y'all can't build wealth because you give your attention to the wrong stuff. And I'm going to talk about 2 ways that I see particularly Black Christian women waste their time. And Inner Circle knows that I say this a lot. Some of y'all have too many opinions about what's happening in the world. And Inner Circle, they know what I'm about to say. They're probably laughing. Sometimes people will ask me, what do I know about so-and-so? And I'll be like, I don't know anything about it. Well, why don't you know anything about it? I'm too broke to have an opinion over there. How I'm out here arguing about whether Lane Kiffin, that's football, or Meg Thee Stallion, that's rap, or whoever else, what they should or shouldn't be doing with their money when I need to be giving my attention to multiplying my money. Some of you are too easily distracted, and you've got to train yourself to have singular focus. You got to train yourself to have singular focus. Do I have an opinion about X? Is it going to change my life? I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was saying to them, they were having this whole conversation about, in Inner Circle, y'all know I hate this. I hate it. I hate when people talk about what other people should do with their money, especially rich people. Because here's the thing. You are richer than a large part of the world. You got 2 cars, you go sell one of them to make sure that those people over there have resources. You're not. And you don't want, come on, who is this Martisha Jones worried about everything? And I love it because she said it like somebody big mama. You worried about everything but what you supposed to do. Now, you done had an opinion. Listen, Trump been an idiot since the last time he was in office. How many days you going to get worked up about that? How many days? How many days are you going to be arguing over what somebody do in a church you don't even go to? You don't even go to church there. If they pastor had them standing in line for $1,000 and they did it, what is that to do with you? Do you have $1,000? Right. You got, come on, Chris, you got 0 days to be worked up. And it's a really big deal because this is what I think that people don't understand. Because the first one is about being in stuff involved that ain't your business. It's not your business. Because actually, your body, your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So you get worked up. Thank you, Kimberly. You get worked up about something that's not even your business, and you impact your creativity. So then you sit down and you start thinking about, what should my content creation be? How am I going to position myself for this job? And you have given all of your energy to something that's not going to improve your life. That's the first group. The second group I want to talk about, I want to talk about the group of y'all who got to religify everything. You got to religify everything. Now, Miriam, you don't necessarily have to stop scrolling, but you got to hack your algorithm. What's in my algorithm on IG? Women over 50 who are fit. Why? That's what I want to see. People who love Jesus. That's what I want to see. So you can hack your social media to feed the identity you're trying to build. Because, baby, when I'm out here looking at 70-year-old women do pull-ups, baby, I know in my heart I need to keep coming to the gym because all I can do is hold on to the bar for like 2 seconds. I got to keep going. You can hack your social media to work for you. Go through your social media. And here's the question I want you to ask. I want you to ask, when you let something stay in your feed, would you want this in your life? Yeah, work on that. So, baby, I got my social media hacked. It's going to feed me what it is that I need to see. And when some mess start getting in, Baby, I'm going to get that out because I'm working on something. Go ahead and tell your neighbor, say, I'm working on something. I'm working on something. Now, the people who want to religify everything, right? That's right. You build that FYP brick by brick and you only see what you're interested in. All right. The second place, this is church, folks. And I want y'all to hear me because y'all know I love church. I'm a pastor. I love the word. Guys, y'all can't shout about everything. Y'all use church stuff to avoid doing the work. You have been in the prayer closet for a job for a year. You mean the Lord ain't saying nothing in a year? Well, he did. He told you to move to another city, but you're trying to stay where you are. He told you to go back to school and get a certification 2 years ago, but you said, I don't want to go to school. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? You cannot use church. You cannot use the things of God to avoid building what God told you to build. Picture this. Picture this. Picture this. It's BC. God comes to Noah. He says, Noah, it's going to rain. Noah goes, shut that lie. It's going to rain. I believe I receive rain. The Lord says, Noah, you got to build an ark. Hey, ark. Hey. Noah, you got to get in. You got to go get the wood. Wood. How about your neighbor? Tell him wood's over there. Wood's over there. Noah go die. Dead. Because after you hear a word from God, you got to do something. Yes, I'm pretty animated. No, I'm sick because I be wanting people to understand. God tell Moses to stretch out his rod. You done told your neighbor, turn and tell your neighbor, stretch out your rod, but you didn't stretch out your rod. And now the Egyptians done overtook you. Come on, when is the ark gonna get finished? Some of y'all have shouted for years about stuff that you should already be living in because you chose to shout instead of structure. Because you ran from the people that said you got a good idea, but your marketing is garbage. You ran from the people that said you're trying to sell CDs. And I keep using this example because that's how many of you are. You're trying to sell CDs in a streaming nation. And that's why you're frustrated. God, when you gonna come through? God, when you gonna come through? Girl, I have given you 15 ideas and I can't get you to get out the prayer closet and stop shouting. I mean, listen. Even David didn't dance out of his clothes until he had won the battle and brought the ark back. I mean, fine, shout, dance. But aren't you tired of shouting and dancing about a future you don't see because you ain't even working on it? And I don't understand how, especially Black women. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they work for a company. And they know for a fact that they're underpaid in this company. And I mean, significantly underpaid. They make $50,000, and they just found out that one of their co-workers with the same experience that they helped train makes $100,000. And I said, why do you need God to tell you to get another job? You make $50,000. They pay this person $100,000. You help train this person. Y'all got the same experience and they don't want to give you a raise. Why do you need God to tell you to go get another job? And this is the kind of paralysis that I see in the body of Christ. You didn't ask God if you should go to Chipotle late today. You didn't ask God which Walmart you should go to. You didn't ask God. So why is it when it comes to things that would change your life, you now sitting there like, oh, if God don't tell me to get another job, I can't get another job. Here's the question I want you to ask if your heart is to please God. God, is there any reason that I shouldn't start applying for new jobs? Because God, you see that I make 50 and they make 100 and we do the same work and I train them. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to get a new. Listen. How many times are you not going to be able to afford a vacation because your husband doesn't make it before you say, because your husband doesn't make enough? Not that he's not working hard, not that he's not trying. How many times do you go do that before you go, you know what? Listen, let me get this virtuous woman thing going. How many times are you going to want to go on vacation and your money go tell you to sit down and shut up before you go say, I need to do something different? How many times are you going to be in a place where people keep saying to you that you're rude? And Martisha, I hear you saying that it's fear. Well, be more afraid of being broke. Be more afraid of struggle. Be more afraid of laying on your deathbed filled with dreams that should have been lived out. All right, let me get back to this. 4 pillars: spirit, soul, body, prosperity. I got to align my spirit with the Lord. I got to bring my soul, my mind, will, emotions, intellect, and imagination. I was watching somebody the other day. And she's like a 70-year-old woman now. And she said, she probably 80. And she said, when I was 60, I decided that I was more afraid of dying with regret than taking a risk. Like, okay, y'all keep letting fear bully you. What? Stop. Not why do you? Stop. The fact that you don't have enough money, the fact that you can't decide to take a vacation, the fact that you can't help your family without setting yourself on fire, right? Let that be the motivation to move. Because again, wealth is not about worthiness. It's about a decision. Have you decided? Nothing changed for me till I decided. Nothing changed for me until I decided. Nothing changed for me till I decided. I never made over 6 figures till I decided. And if I can be transparent with you, this should have been my $1 million year, but I got caught up, got that nervous system thing working, started feeling guilty because I was making more money than most people I knew. And I didn't even realize it was happening. 2026, that's my $1 million year. I'm done with that. I never lost weight until I made a decision. I never kept the weight off until I made a decision. Think about it. You don't get married till you make a decision. Nothing changes until you make a decision. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to ask a question. One of the great things in the journal is on the first day we take a capacity ceiling assessment so you can know how to deflect. Don't deflect, so that you can know how to detect the limits and move forward, right? So I'm inviting you to do the 60-day sprint with me. I'm inviting you not to be average. I'm inviting you not to be average because I'm not trying to be funny. If you look this good as average you, oh my God, what would the real you accomplish? You've overcome so much. You've endured so much. You've managed on so little. Baby, what would you do as the real you? So this sprint is about inviting women to stop being small, to stop making excuses, to stop being afraid. Because the same woman who will fight somebody over their mama, husband, or kid cannot continue to be afraid of getting a new job and making more money. You can't do it. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Because if not, I'm about to go. Because I have stuff to do today. Because I have to stay on task. I have made a decision. I have decided to get married and become wealthy. This is the truth. In December of 1993, I sat on my bed and I said to the Lord, I said, you know what? I'm tired of dating. I said, I have played with these dudes long enough. Long story, you'd have to know it from my past. I said, the next man that I am willing to date will be my husband. On February 5th, I met Edwin Strickland. I believe this with all my heart. I believe that my decision allowed me to recognize him. Y'all don't hear me. It wasn't that I could cook so good. No, you don't have to create a new account for each affiliate link. You get one affiliate link I'm sure that if St. Teresa hasn't sent out, there's going to be an email going out that's going to give you the specific question. Oh, that's a good question. What keeps me going every day? The simple answer is that I want Jesus to get everything he bled and died for. The Bible says that Jesus came that I might have life and have it more abundantly. And it just seemed real crazy to me to let Jesus endure that kind of abuse and leave so much on the table. That's really it. And then my second thing is I want to hear God say, well done. St. Teresa said it was sent this morning. All the information you need about the affiliate. Yeah, I'm telling you, if this is the truth, had I not made that decision in December, I wouldn't have even recognized Edwin. I wouldn't have even recognized him. What can you not recognize because you won't make a decision? Here's what I mean. You got to decide I am wealthy, because if you decide you are wealthy, you will start looking for wealthy opportunities. But as long as you say, I'm trying to get wealthy, one day I'm going to be wealthy, one day it's going to work out, you're not going to look at opportunities. You literally have to decide it. I decided that the very next man that I would entertain was going to be my husband. I met Edwin. I recognized him. There are some things that God already has in front of you. My husband has been saying that we're in a season of verified open doors. There are some doors that are right in front of you, but you know why you can't see those doors that's right in front of you? Because you only look at the doors that God closed. Instead of being like, God, well, I thank you that those doors are closed, but I sure appreciate these doors that you have opened for me. All right. If you don't have any more questions, I really am about to go. I hope you'll come and go on this journey with me. I hope you'll get your mama on the journey, your auntie on the journey. I hope you'll get your cousin them on the journey, because the truth of it is, it's much easier to do with people. You don't have to stay the same. You have the power to change your life. And I just want you to look forward to what you're going to do on February 16th when you say, girl, you did that. Girl, you did that. If you are in the group, you need to be in the Facebook community, because later on today, I'm going to be sharing just a couple of thoughts and ask you how your day went. If you're not over there, you're going to miss it. All right. Thanks for hanging out. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Y'all have a great day.